or worst nuts to avoid, and 4 best nuts you must eat daily. Are you over 65? If so, listen closely, because there are 4 nuts you should eat every single day to extend your lifespan, and 4 nuts you must avoid at all costs. Most people believe that all nuts are superfoods, but that's simply not true. Some nuts act like powerful medicine, helping you stay younger, sharper, and stronger. Yet others quietly damage your heart, your brain, and even your liver without you realizing it. The danger is real. Just one handful of the wrong nuts can raise your risk of heart disease, accelerate memory decline, and even fuel cancer growth. That's why I urge you to stay with me until the very end of this video. Because the most dangerous nut of all, ranked number 1 on our never touch list, is probably sitting right now in your kitchen cabinet. So let's begin with the golden list, the 4 nuts you must eat daily. And pay close attention, because nut number 1 on this list could completely change the course of your health and independence. Number 4. Pecan. The sweet taste of longevity. Pecans may look like a simple dessert topping, often tossed into pies or cookies, but inside these buttery nuts lies one of nature's best-kept secrets for longevity. What makes pecans so special isn't just their flavor. It's the powerhouse of nutrients packed into every handful. Pecans are rich in flavonoids, vitamin E, and plant sterols, all of which work together to keep your arteries flexible and your blood flowing smoothly. Think of it as sending in a maintenance crew every day to repair the tiny cracks in your blood vessels before they turn into something serious. For seniors, this is incredibly important. As we age, arteries naturally stiffen, raising the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and stroke. But research shows that older adults who eat pecans regularly can reduce their risk of dying from heart disease by nearly 30%. A benefit on par with some prescription medications, but without the side effects. And the benefits don't stop at the heart. Pecans also have a very low glycemic index, meaning they barely raise blood sugar levels. For the nearly 2 out of 3 seniors in the U.S. living with diabetes or prediabetes, this makes pecans a smart, safe snack. Instead of causing spikes and crashes in blood sugar, pecans stabilize energy, helping you stay active and alert throughout the day. From a practical standpoint, I often recommend my patients eat about 30 grams a day, roughly a small handful. The key is how you prepare them. Skip the sugar-coated versions you find in stores. Instead, try lightly toasting them with a splash of olive oil and a pinch of smoked paprika for a savory snack, or sprinkle chopped pecans over your morning oatmeal, yogurt, or even a fresh salad. That way, you get the benefits without adding unnecessary sugar or unhealthy fats. I recall one of my patients, a retired teacher in her late 60s, who came to me worried about her rising cholesterol and fatigue. We made one simple change, replacing her afternoon cookies with a handful of roasted pecans. After 6 months, her cholesterol numbers had improved, her energy was steadier, and she even reported her skin looked healthier. Sometimes it's these small, consistent swaps that create the biggest results. Pecans are a powerful start, protecting your heart and blood sugar with every bite. But that's just the beginning. Because number 3 on our list goes beyond the body. It's nothing less than a miracle food for your brain. Number 3. Walnuts. Food for the brain. Walnuts are often called brain food, and it's easy to see why. Their shape even resembles the human brain, a fitting clue to their benefits. These nuts are the richest source of DHA, a powerful omega-3 fatty acid that plays a critical role in keeping your brain sharp as you age. Here's the reality. After age 40, the human brain naturally begins to shrink, losing about 5% of its volume each decade. This loss contributes to memory decline, slower processing, and, in some cases, dementia. But walnuts step in like a shield. DHA keeps brain cell membranes flexible, allowing nutrients to flow in and waste products to flow out efficiently. It's like oiling the gears of a machine so they keep running smoothly no matter how old the engine. Several clinical studies confirm this. In one long-term trial, seniors with mild Alzheimer's who consumed walnuts daily for 9 months showed measurable improvements in memory and cognitive test scores. Beyond cognition, walnuts also provide natural melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. For older adults who struggle with insomnia or restless nights, a small handful of walnuts an hour before bed can mean deeper, more restorative rest. Better sleep not only boosts mood, but also reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that breaks down muscle and accelerates aging. From a practical standpoint, the right amount is 5 to 7 walnuts per day. They can be eaten raw, but for those who find them bitter or hard to chew, soaking them overnight softens the texture and makes digestion easier. Toasting lightly in a dry pan also enhances their nutty flavor without adding extra oils or salt. I remember one patient, a retired librarian in her early 70s, who came to me worried about frequent forgetfulness. She said she sometimes walked into a room and forgot why she was there. We introduced a daily walnut habit, 6 soaked walnuts each morning with her breakfast. Within months, her memory lapses became less frequent. Her focus improved, and she even reported sleeping more soundly. For her, walnuts weren't just a snack. They were a lifeline to her independence. Walnuts have proven their power in boosting memory and sleep, showing us just how much the right nut can impact the brain. But you'll be even more surprised by number 2, the nut known as the ultimate anti-aging shield, protecting your skin, your eyes, and your immune system all at once. Number 2. Almonds. The anti-aging shield. If there is one nut that deserves to be called nature's shield against aging, it is the almond. These small, crunchy nuts are loaded with vitamin E, one of the most powerful fat-soluble antioxidants. Think of vitamin E as sunscreen for your cells. It protects delicate cell membranes from oxidative stress, the invisible wear and tear that accelerates aging in your skin, eyes, and immune system. For seniors, this protection is priceless. Studies have shown that older adults with higher vitamin E intake have up to a 25% lower risk of age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of blindness in aging populations. Almonds help keep your vision clearer for longer, acting almost like a pair of invisible sunglasses that filter out damage before it reaches the retina. But their benefits don't stop with the eyes. Vitamin E also helps maintain youthful, elastic skin and supports immune function, giving your body the defense it needs to fight infections and heal properly. Combined with healthy fats, protein, and fiber, almonds create a nutritional package that stabilizes blood sugar levels. This is especially critical for seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes, since erratic blood sugar swings often translate into fatigue, inflammation, and faster aging. The practical guideline is simple: 20-25 almonds per day. For those who find whole almonds tough to chew, almond butter is an excellent alternative. Spread it on whole grain toast, apple slices, or blend it into a smoothie for a creamy, nutrient-rich boost. The key is to choose natural varieties without added sugar or hydrogenated oils, so you get the full benefits without hidden risks. I remember one of my patients, a 68-year-old retired nurse, who complained about constantly dry skin and frequent colds. Instead of reaching first for expensive supplements, I suggested a daily habit: 1 handful of almonds in the afternoon, paired with green tea. Within 3 months, her skin was noticeably softer, and she told me she hadn't caught a single cold that winter. Her doctor even noticed her blood sugar levels had become more stable. Sometimes true medicine really does come from the simplest foods. Almonds truly act as a shield against aging, protecting your vision, your skin, and your immunity. But number 1 on our must-eat list goes even further. It not only stabilizes blood pressure, but also protects your eyes like an internal pair of sunglasses. Let's meet the king of nuts, the pistachio. Number 1. Pistachios, the king of balance. If there's one nut that truly deserves the crown as the king of balance, it's the pistachio. Small, green, and often overlooked, pistachios pack an incredible range of benefits for seniors who want to stay strong, independent, and sharp. First, pistachios are the highest in potassium among all nuts, about 291 milliliters per ounce. Potassium is crucial for regulating blood pressure, a major concern for nearly 70% of adults over 60. Think of potassium as a natural pressure release valve. It helps relax blood vessels, counteracts the harmful effects of sodium, and lowers strain on the heart. For seniors already dealing with hypertension, this is a game changer. But pistachios don't just protect your heart, they safeguard your eyes as well. They are unique because they contain lutein and zeaxanthin, two antioxidants that concentrate in the retina. These compounds act like internal sunglasses, shielding your vision from oxidative stress and harmful blue light exposure. For older adults, this protection is vital, as macular degeneration and cataracts are leading causes of vision loss. Regular pistachio consumption has been linked to a 40% lower risk of developing age-related eye diseases. Beyond heart and eyes, pistachios provide a surprising bonus. They are one of the very few plant foods that are considered a complete protein, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids. This is critical for seniors, since aging muscles require more protein to maintain strength and function. And because pistachios are easy to digest, the body can efficiently use their protein to repair and maintain muscle tissue. From a lifestyle perspective, one of the reasons I recommend pistachios so often is their built-in portion control. Because most pistachios are sold in their shells, the act of cracking each nut slows down eating and gives your brain time to register fullness. This helps prevent overeating, making pistachios not only nutritious but also waistline-friendly. The practical guideline is simple. Aim for 30-40 pistachios a day, preferably unsalted and still in their shells. Enjoy them as a midday snack, sprinkle them over salads, or even blend them into a homemade pesto for a delicious, nutrient-packed twist. I once worked with a 72-year-old patient, a retired engineer, who had been struggling with both high blood pressure and declining vision. After incorporating a daily serving of pistachios into his diet, alongside a few other adjustments, his blood pressure numbers improved noticeably within 3 months. Even more encouraging, his ophthalmologist reported slower progression of early macular degeneration. For him, pistachios were more than a snack. They became a daily prescription for balance and independence. These are the 4 nuts you should eat every single day to extend your life and protect your health. But don't look away just yet, because now we're turning to the dark side. 4 nuts that seem harmless, but in reality are silent enemies to seniors over 65. And the further we go down the list, the more dangerous they become. Number 4. Macadamia. The hidden fat trap. At first glance, macadamia nuts seem luxurious, creamy, buttery, and often marketed as gourmet treats. But beneath that indulgent taste lies a hidden trap, especially dangerous for seniors. About 75% of the calories in macadamia nuts come purely from fat, and not all of it is the healthy kind. What makes macadamias particularly concerning is their high content of palmitic acid, a type of saturated fat strongly linked to raising LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol. Elevated LDL levels accelerate the buildup of plaque in the arteries, a process known as atherosclerosis. For seniors whose arteries are already less elastic with age, this added burden raises the risk of heart attacks and strokes dramatically. And the problem doesn't end with the nut itself. Many macadamia products sold in stores are roasted in cheap vegetable oils or coated with sugar and chocolate, turning an already high-fat nut into a true metabolic bomb. This combination doesn't just raise cholesterol, it thickens the blood, fuels hidden inflammation, and worsens joint pain, memory decline, and even skin problems over time. I once consulted a 70-year-old patient who prided herself on choosing healthy snacks over cookies or chips. Her favorite? Chocolate-covered macadamias. She thought she was making the better choice, but her cholesterol numbers told another story. After cutting back on macadamias and switching to walnuts and pecans, her LDL dropped significantly, and she felt more energetic within months. So while the occasional macadamia isn't catastrophic, making it a regular part of your snack routine can quietly erode cardiovascular health, especially when healthier alternatives exist. If you crave a nut with richness and crunch, swap macadamias for pecans or walnuts, which deliver similar satisfaction but come with protective benefits instead of hidden dangers. Macadamias may look elegant, but inside they hide a dangerous fat trap. And the danger doesn't stop there. Number 3 is even more concerning. It's a snack found in nearly every household, especially in Vietnam: cashews. But as comforting as they seem, cashews carry hidden risks that most people never realize. Number 3. Cashews. Sweet but dangerous. Cashews are one of the most beloved nuts. Creamy, slightly sweet, and versatile enough to be used in everything from snacks to stir-fry. But for seniors, this sweetness hides some very real dangers. The first concern is their high content of oxalates, natural compounds that in excess can accumulate in the kidneys and form stones. Kidney stones are not just painful. They can block urine flow, increase infection risk, and become especially dangerous for older adults whose kidney function is already declining with age. Regular cashew consumption adds to this hidden burden. Secondly, cashews are surprisingly high in carbohydrates compared to other nuts. That might not sound alarming at first, but for seniors with diabetes or prediabetes, these carbs can cause unwanted blood sugar spikes and crashes. Over time, these fluctuations increase fatigue, foggy thinking, and vascular damage. The third hidden risk comes not from the nut itself, but from how it's usually sold. Most cashews on the market are roasted in cheap vegetable oils and heavily salted. That means with every handful, you're not only taking in unhealthy fats but also large amounts of sodium, an especially dangerous combination for seniors managing high blood pressure or heart disease. I remember a patient in his late 60s who loved snacking on salted cashews while watching TV every evening. Despite eating what he thought was a healthy nut, his blood sugar remained unstable, and his blood pressure was creeping higher. When we swapped cashews for almonds and pistachios, both his blood sugar control and blood pressure improved within months. It was a clear reminder that not all nuts are created equal. So while the occasional small serving of cashews may not harm most people, making them a daily habit, especially salted or oil-roasted varieties, can quietly weaken your kidneys, destabilize blood sugar, and put extra strain on your heart. Cashews may taste sweet and harmless, but beneath that flavor lies a risk to your kidneys and blood sugar. And yet, the danger rises to an entirely new level with number 2, a nut so potent that just a few kernels can push your body into toxic overload. Number 2. Brazil nuts. Selenium overload. Brazil nuts are often praised as a powerhouse of nutrients, especially selenium, a mineral vital for thyroid function, immune defense, and antioxidant activity. But here's the catch. When it comes to selenium, a little goes a very long way, and too much can become toxic. Just 2 to 3. Brazil nuts already exceed the recommended daily intake of selenium for an adult. Eating more on a regular basis can quickly push you into the danger zone. Chronic selenium toxicity, also called selenosis, may not announce itself with dramatic symptoms at first. Instead, it creeps in quietly with signs often mistaken for normal aging: persistent fatigue, hair loss, brittle nails, joint pain, and even memory issues. Over time, these symptoms can worsen, leading to more serious health problems. But that's not the only hidden danger. Brazil nut trees are unique in that they absorb radium from the soil, making their nuts up to 1,000 times more radioactive than most foods. While the radiation levels are not acutely dangerous, the concern lies in long-term accumulation. The radium binds in bones, replacing calcium, and for seniors already facing osteoporosis or reduced bone density, this is like accelerating the ticking clock of bone loss. The result? Higher risk of fractures and weakened skeletal strength. I once worked with a patient in her 70s who loved the idea of superfoods and ate 6 Brazil nuts daily because she read they were good for immunity. After a year, she began experiencing unusual hair loss and severe fatigue. Blood tests revealed selenium levels well above normal. Once we reduced her intake, her symptoms gradually improved. That case left a strong reminder. Even natural foods can be harmful when consumed without balance. My advice for Brazil nuts is simple. Treat them as a supplement, not a snack. 1 or 2 nuts once in a while can provide selenium benefits, but daily handfuls are unnecessary and potentially toxic, especially for seniors. Dangerous as they are, Brazil nuts still aren't the biggest threat, because standing at number 1 on the forbidden list is a nut that isn't even a true nut at all. It's something millions of people eat every day, often without thinking. Yet it's a silent enemy to your liver, your heart, and ultimately, your longevity. Number 1. Peanuts. The silent enemy. Many people don't realize that peanuts aren't true nuts at all. They're legumes, like beans and lentils. And while they may be cheap and tasty, peanuts carry hidden dangers that make them especially risky for seniors. The first and most serious threat is aflatoxin contamination. Aflatoxins are toxic compounds produced by mold that commonly grows on stored peanuts. Decades of research have shown that long-term exposure to even small amounts of aflatoxins is strongly linked to liver cancer. For younger adults, the liver may be able to process and detoxify small doses. But in older adults, where liver function naturally declines, aflatoxins can accumulate and cause lasting damage. Peanuts also contribute to inflammation. They contain lectins and an unfavorable balance of omega-6 fatty acids, both of which promote chronic low-grade inflammation. In seniors, who are already prone to inflammaging, the slow burn of age-related inflammation, peanuts act like fuel on the fire. The result can be worsening joint pain, cardiovascular risk, and even faster cognitive decline. Another hidden danger is allergy and medication interaction. Many people assume food allergies are only a concern in childhood, but new-onset peanut allergies can and do appear later in life. Symptoms in seniors are often subtle: digestive issues, skin rashes, or unexplained fatigue, making them easy to overlook until they escalate. Even more concerning, compounds in peanuts can interfere with the absorption of common medications such as blood thinners or ACE inhibitors, reducing their effectiveness and leading to unpredictable complications. I remember an elderly patient who regularly snacked on roasted peanuts, believing they were a healthy alternative to chips. He later developed unexplained fatigue and elevated liver enzymes. Once peanuts were removed from his diet, his liver function gradually stabilized. For him, this was the wake-up call that something so ordinary could, in fact, be silently undermining his health. For these reasons, my advice is clear. Peanuts should not be a staple food for seniors. Unlike almonds, walnuts, or pistachios, peanuts offer more risks than benefits, particularly for liver health and long-term inflammation. So as you've seen, some nuts truly act as medicine, while others behave more like poisons. But the story doesn't end with what you eat. Your daily choices, how you move, how you sleep, and how you manage stress, play just as big a role in protecting your strength and independence. Nutrition is only one piece of the puzzle. To stay strong and independent, seniors need to look at the bigger picture. Lifestyle matters just as much as food. First, understand good fats versus bad fats. Omega-3s from salmon or healthy fats from almonds protect the heart and brain, while saturated fats and oils in processed nuts quietly fuel inflammation and artery damage. Second, add light resistance training. Simple exercises, sit to stand, small dumbbells, or resistance bands signal muscles to stay active. Even a few sessions a week can slow muscle loss dramatically. Third, prioritize sleep. Deep sleep is when growth hormone repairs muscle fibers. Poor sleep robs you of this natural recovery tool, leaving muscles weaker over time. And finally, manage stress. High cortisol breaks down muscle, while optimism, social connection, and relaxation techniques protect both body and mind. As I remind my patients, supplements can't replace real food and healthy habits. A balanced diet, regular movement, quality sleep, and a positive outlook. That's the true formula for resilience in aging. And now take a step back. It's the small daily habits, from choosing the right nuts to protecting your sleep, that truly safeguard your muscles and independence. At the end of the day, strong muscles and a sharp mind are your true ticket to independence and freedom in later life. So here's my advice. Start small. Start tonight. Skip the peanuts, and instead, grab a handful of almonds or pecans. Simple choices like these build the foundation for a stronger tomorrow. Remember, aging does not have to mean weakness. It can be the most powerful, free, and joyful stage of your life, if you choose wisely. Now I want to hear from you. Which nuts do you eat daily? Have you noticed a difference in your energy or strength? Share your experience in the comments, hit the like button, and subscribe to join our growing community of healthy, empowered seniors. Together, we can make aging the best chapter of life.